Yeah. So, okay, perfect. Sorry about that. I got
Hey Patty, I have the name of the presenter for your first proclamation, but the other two, it didn't say on there who was accepting. Okay, yeah, she's got them. She has them. Yeah, she's got them. I just put your name on there because I didn't know who was accepting it. So there's two. Accepted the nonsense.
What is it?
Go ahead and accept that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, actually, are you accepting the proclamation? Or, oh, okay, yeah, you can check in with Patty. And she'll tell you what you need. Yeah, no problem. Were you cordially invited?
I was.
Okay, good. Cordially?
Big red.
No,
The big red?
Yeah. Have you tried the Wildberry?
Oh, yeah. I got a case of
Yeah, it tastes just like it.
pack, yeah.
Yes, this is good.
Mm-hmm. Cheaper too. I got a 12 pack for $4.50. Uh-huh. I was like, I'll take that 12 pack.
Did pretty good.
I ordered some popcorn online and it came in. Some s'more and caramel cashew.
What is that?
Some popcorn
From, like, yeah, what is that from?
from online, from Whatnot.
Oh, no.
Since no one will bring me any candy
It might be at the house.
cons.
Oh. Well, I don't need to make those. I keep
I
forgetting.
gave you the receipt.
I don't know. They don't last forever.
You sent me a calendar invite for this.
They're supposed to be Christmas cons.
Maybe next year.
Then those New Year's cons.
Oh, okay.
We've already passed St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Cons.
It's Easter pecans.
Easter. Oh, shoot, they have risen.
But I have problems.
Oh. I gotta fix that, man. You.
As soon as you start, that's all right.
What a great kid. I'm gonna tell you, this, 2 hours ago, Tim was over at, Aquarium and took care of him. He was running around in 2 hours. You know, and just 6 months ago, when I got him to take it, they said,
Shalia,
"Usually,
I have the sign sheet.
they wouldn't get us in
They just picked it up.
4 to 6
It was.
months."
Hope you got one. You're prepared. Shut that off.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
We'd rather have you here anyway. Don't tell them I said that.
I'll keep your
Don't be
secret
telling
safe.
me and you.
There was an iteration that was not maybe swinging for the fences, but a little harder. But
Yeah, I get it.
it was a softer one too, for what it's worth. It
Oh,
was
so
a
you
softer-
split the difference.
I split the difference.
There you go.
Kind of went in the middle.
There you go.
He's somewhat diplomatic.
Man, I thought it was city business. I thought it was city, it was vacation. I thought it was city business. You got some nerve. I travel half the time this guy right here travels. Every time.
Serious?
Go ahead. He comes up and I said, I got to take one with Doug. I said, hey, sir, big fan. You saw his picture? That was the chat. How do you say his last name?
Voluntary.
Yeah, that, now, I said, now's your king. Now's your king. Oh, bro, they lined up. I was in the push. And of course, sitting right next to Rudy Giuliani. He's really gonna get me in trouble. He got up and spoke. And Muslim. Oh, Rudy.
Mayor, you said approximately 10 minutes, so I think we'll be okay.
Seeing we have a quorum present, I am going to call to order the City of Kema City Council and Kema Public Facilities Corporation regular meeting, March 18th, 2026 at 4 p.m. And the first thing on our agenda is the pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
The next thing on the agenda is a moment of silence. And next would be invitation to address council, and I believe Shalia Thorne is our only one today.
Thank you for letting me address the council today, citizens, guests, and staff. I want to talk on three things, and I'll be as brief as possible. On the action item to create a committee to review municipal court operations, in my opinion, repeatedly, assignments to various committees have been the preview of the dais. And the ability to actually request people, because people that want to participate in our government, in our community, will apply. This notion that, oh, well, no one applies, the number of KCDC applicants proves that that is not the case. Do not get into, I ask you to not get into the habit of just, okay, well, this person is good, so I'll put them. It does not give an opportunity, especially for new members of the community that are joining our community. We don't know their backgrounds. They could be very interested in being involved in the community. My second thing I'd like to talk about is on the 57 acres. I sent an email to a member of staff, and I won't get into the details, but I will say it's unbelievable that a young person's contact information, their address, their phone number, email, was left and not redacted. And I do not accept that, oh, well, the person didn't redact it. I do not believe, in fact, one of the council members asked that their home address be removed from their publication, from their application to run for election. So why can't we extend that same courtesy? I don't think any of you would want your phone, email exact on the public forum. Then the other question I have is, look at the trees that you're going to be putting in. The knees, go over to Target, look at how the knees of those trees that y'all are going to put have upset the concrete. I'm not saying it's not a good tree to put in, but the placement is going to be crucial, because down the road, who's going to be paying for replacing concrete if the knees get into the sidewalk? And then my last thing, and this will be great, non-emergency communication to media outlets. Open government and the ability to ask questions is the hallmark of transparency, open government, and a council that works for the people and not for some interested party. So I thank you.
Is there anyone else that we overlooked or wants to address council? Okay, moving on, we have proclamations, and I think we have 3 of them tonight. The first one is proclamation declaring Indy Heart Day in the city of Pima. And we'll need your family to come up and extend, or all of you. I hope I say it all right. Okay. The proclamation honoring Indira Indy Oystel. Whereas the American Heart Association has long been dedicated to saving lives, advancing heart health, and supporting groundbreaking research. And whereas Indira Faustel, known as Indy in the Pima community, has devoted 27 years of extraordinary volunteer service to the American Heart Association, demonstrating unwavering commitment to the mission of improving cardiovascular health for all. And whereas through her tireless efforts, leadership, and generosity, Indy has raised more than $500,000 to support life-saving programs, research, and community education. Whereas her dedication has inspired countless others to join the fight against heart disease and stroke, leaving a lasting impact on the health and well-being of our community. And whereas the city of Kima wishes to recognize and celebrate Indy for her remarkable contributions, compassion, and lifetime impact. Now therefore, I, Robin Collins, Mayor of the City of Kima, Texas, do hereby proclaim March the 18th, 2026 as Indra Indy Festival Day. Foistal Day. I was worried about that one. In the city of Kima, and encourage all citizens to honor her dedicated service, celebrate her passion, and continue the effort to promote cardiovascular health in her name. In witness whereof, I give hereunto set my hand to cause the seal of the city of Kima to be affixed this 18th of March 2026. All right. Thank you. Okay, our second one, he just flew in the door. This is a proclamation recognizing Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And dashboards will be accepting this one. Huh? Well, okay. Proclamation recognizing Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Whereas people with developmental disabilities are valued members of our communities, contributing their talents, perspectives, and abilities to enrich the lives of all. And whereas Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month is an opportunity to promote understanding, inclusion, and respect for individuals with developmental disabilities while recognizing the barriers they continue to face. And whereas our community is strengthened when all individuals are empowered to live self-determined lives, access meaningful opportunities, and participate fully in civic, social, and economic life. And whereas we honor the dedication of families, advocates, educators, service providers, and organizations who work tirelessly to create equitable opportunities and foster environments where everyone can thrive. And now therefore, I, Robin Collins, Mayor of the City of Kima, Texas, do hereby proclaim March 26, 2026 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in Kima. And we encourage all residents to celebrate the achievements of individuals with developmental disabilities, support inclusive practices, and work together toward a community where everyone belongs. Okay, and our third one, proclamation recognizing March as American Red Cross Month, and I have Terry Goodhill. How are you doing? I know, it's nice to see you tonight. Hi, glad to meet you. So we are recognizing American Red Cross Month. Whereas for 145 years, the American Red Cross has served as a beacon of hope, compassion, and relief, carrying out its humanitarian mission through the generosity of volunteers, donors, and community partners, whose acts of kindness bring life-saving assistance and comfort when help cannot wait. And whereas today those who serve with the American Red Cross continue this mission by delivering shelter, food, and comfort to families affected by disasters, ensuring a safe and life-saving blood supply for patients facing cancer treatments, childbirth complications, and traumatic injuries, supporting members of the military, veterans, and their families with around-the-clock global assistance, and empowering individuals with life-saving skills such as first aid and CPR. And whereas these efforts strengthen communities across our nation and here in Kima by ensuring that no one faces an emergency alone. And whereas the month of March provides an opportunity to recognize the dedicated individuals who give their time,
blood, and resources to serve others and to encourage all residents to support the Red Cross in its mission to alleviate the human suffering. Now therefore, I, Robert Collins, Mayor of the City of Houston, Texas, do hereby proclaim March 2026 as American Red Cross Month. And we call on all of our citizens to join in recognizing and supporting the vital work of the American Red Cross. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, folks. Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is mayor's comments, and I've got a few of them here tonight. First, the city recently hosted a small business lender matchup on behalf of the SBA and SBDC. This was a great resource for our local small businesses, providing direct access to lending partners and guidance. The event was well attended. We had 14 lenders and 44 registrants. We even had a business owner travel all the way from Dallas to take advantage of this opportunity, which I think speaks to the level of interest in what's happening here in the Kemah area. We're also seeing continued interest in new development, including a couple of new restaurants coming to town. The first is Skinny Rita's Cantina and Grill. It's an organic, low-calorie restaurant. I know you'll like that one. In addition, a new Cuban restaurant is in the works near the Butler Longhorn Museum in Strip Center. We look forward to welcoming both of these businesses to our community and hope they thrive. Next, I want to highlight the upcoming Kemah Trash Day on March 28th from 9 a.m. to noon. I probably should have let Darren announce this one. He's Mr. Trash Man in Kemah, without having a designated day for it. We're hoping to have 200 volunteers working throughout the city to help keep Kemah clean. Volunteers can sign up on the city's website, and the goal is to collect 2,000 pounds of trash. And we appreciate everyone who comes out to take part. Please scan the QR code on the flyer to register. This is what the flyer looks like. It should be on our social media page as well as our website. Isn't it, Patty? Okay. We're also looking forward to our annual Easter egg extravaganza. Our Easter extravaganza. That's too many E's in that sentence. I know. Okay. That'll be on Sunday, March the 29th. This is always a special event for families. It'll begin at 2 p.m. at the community center. And at 1:30, there will be a sensory-friendly egg hunt. Families will have a chance to meet the Easter Bunny and participate in the hunt with over 3,000 eggs. More details, again, are on the city website and our social media. And lastly, please note that city offices will close at noon on Thursday, April 2nd, and open again on Monday, April 6th for Good Friday and the Easter holiday. But we'll still have our city council meeting on April 1st. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Now we'll have council member announcements. Can't really call on Councilman Saldana. He is celebrating his, I think, 25th wedding anniversary. And he said it, not me. Found somebody to put up with him that long.
Really?
We'll go with you, Councilman Wallace.
Not much. Just thank you for showing up tonight. We appreciate you. And I guess we'll have an Easter. We'll have a meeting before Easter, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll save that.
Councilman Meisinger,
Happy anniversary, Isaac and Leslie.
Councilman Oliver,
I'll echo the happy anniversary to Isaac and Leslie, and that's it.
Councilman Broadus.
I just got one quick update. I know the Galveston County, this is more for just information, but Galveston County bond passed last year. I've been staying on top of that. It's supposed to go in front of the Commissioner Court next month in April, and we'll get assigned an engineer firm. Then we'll have to go to engineering. So we're looking at the project probably kicking off third or fourth quarter of 27. by the time we get through engineering and by the time we get through bidding process, but just kind of give everybody an update. But we are staying on top of it, and there's $1.6 million sitting out there that we still need to cash in on, so that's all I have.
Thank you. Next is the city administrator's report, so I'll turn it over to Caesar.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I want to just kind of to highlight a couple of things that you mentioned. Our actual trash dash, we're trying to be part of a much larger regional effort to beautify and to do what we can to keep Kemah beautiful. We really want to make sure that we're doing that in a pointed team effort to do so throughout the community. So it's an effort to keep Kemah beautiful as much as we possibly can through the Keep Texas Beautiful coalition through our partnership as a state and as a city. So our goal is to get 200 people to pick up 2,000 pounds of trash. I welcome anybody in the community who would like to participate, any organizations, any businesses. The intent is to separate the city into districts and to really get that, to really drive that home. We know that most folks come out of their way to come visit Kemah. And as our home, as we do anytime that we welcome a visitor to our home, we want to make sure that we set the best foot forward and lead by example. So I want to just make sure we did that through keeping Kemah beautiful. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, if everybody has not voted yet today, you could please whip out your phone and scan this QR code. It's not often that a town with 2,000 residents is up for an award like this with the Kemah Boardwalk. We have 2,000 residents, but we are currently ranked number 2 in the top 10 for the USA Today for the top boardwalk. I think it's our highest ranking we've ever had so far. And I think it'd be a great gesture for everybody if you can. There's flyers, I have QR codes. I will hand them out so everybody can take a moment. It takes less than 10 seconds to hit the red button that says vote now. So please do so. It's very important that we continue this daily ritual. You get 1 vote per day per device, and I ask you all to please continue to do so. Swiftly moving along through item 8A, which is our STR update. We have launched the STR project. We have identified, last count that I saw from Nola. I do apologize, Ms. Nola had an entire thing she was working on, but she went home ill. She's been ill last few days. But as part of this project, the intent is to identify the number of properties that are listed as STR, but we don't have license, and send them correspondence. We already have a draft letter that we prepared for them to go out. Last time that I remember the numbers, and Ms. Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong, there's 59 total that were identified, of which only 23 we show licensed. So that difference of math of the 36 will be getting those letters sent out to them. Obviously, we know that that is something that will change. We know it will change very soon here since we have the World Cup and it's now just beginning of the actual season. So we will stay on top of that to identify which of those folks that are doing that, and then we can keep them in compliance. They gave an option of 3 different letters to send out. The first one was a softly worded letter. I felt that was probably a little too loosely done, because some folks could put their property up for a weekend and then not do it again for 2 or 3 months. I think it was more vital to be very pointed to the point and tell folks, hey, we've identified it, and it's time for you to come forward.
Got a question. Are you gonna do that certified mail? We have to
Correct.
Okay, I just wanna
Correct.
make sure, 'cause
Yes,
Email it to me, I just throw it in the trash. and
understood.
I never received it, so I'm gonna need some sort of documentation that it was received.
Understood. And the thing about it too, that once we do this and go to this extent, the next step is to find out what we can do from a PD and or code enforcement perspective. Once we've identified that they're out of compliance and they're now technically a commercial zone, then we can actually take further action that way. So that's the update that we have as of right now. Program kicked off March 4th, if I'm not mistaken, that Wednesday.
The last meeting we had, it shows what we should be collecting yearly on it, which is a good amount. So once it really gets rolling, we should see.
We will continue to monitor.
In between, you send a letter, what's the timeline after that letter goes out that you take the next step?
So originally what they were recommended was 15 days. We're trying to shorten that to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure it wasn't 90 or something.
No, and that's kind of the way the first letter was, the first one would have been listed, was kind of like, hey, when you get a chance, do this. We're taking a little bit more of a stern approach.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're asking for immediate attention to it upon receipt. Next item is the update that we have on Joanne Blackledge Park. As you know, we partnered with this project with the University of Houston. There is a memo within the packet that shows where we are in the schedule. The trees in question have already been received. There are the 10 trees that are going there, the ball typers that are going there. They are within our presence. The site has been staked. We're just coordinating for the students to come in and be part of the actual planning. We look to get that done through the first week of April after they're done with their spring break. Next thing they're going to do is go through their pro bono review that they have an outside engineer that's taken care of. Also make sure that all the drainage plan is approved. We will facilitate with that from our capacity, obviously. Then they're going to go through fabrication. The end of the project shows the completion of on-site construction to be done June 15th. However, we're hoping to get this done prior. We'd like to have this thing done before we get hot and heavy before the World Cup and June 1st comes in with a heavy tourism season. But completion is estimated to be the end of August 30th is what was expected to be. So it may still be that, but we're trying to do what we can to expedite them through that process.
I think after a conversation with Ms. Lopez this morning is that farmer's market's already hit 30 vendors. She's anticipating it to hit 45 and it's gonna be too large for the park already. 30, I think, was what we had slated out. So I don't know if we need to get with her and figure out how to enhance that farmer's market. It seems to be doing very, very well. So I don't know if we do that.
That's a process.
Change the little seats, change our ideas and figure out maybe to redesign the park or grab more parking lot maybe, because Barry's not gonna be busy during that time frame probably. I don't know if there's some sort of, we own the corner there, but at least it's a good Barry, so.
Based on the time and day of the event, that'd be one thing. We also talked about starting with the farmer's market, not the vendor's market here. The farmer's market numbers are a little bit lower.
You said 30 this morning.
Right, for the vendor's market.
No, she said farmer's market was 30.
It's grown to, okay, well,
She said
then,
she should be at 40 next time.
then God bless for that type of growth. It started with 10 to 12 to 15, and so it's tripled that fast, and
That's
that's,
what she said.
goodness gracious, 2 weeks ago it was at 30, so. So kudos to her and to keep that growing, so. I do know that it's generated a little bit of foot traffic in that area. I do know that some places, some of the coffee shops and so forth, they've seen a little bit of traffic with that, so. We're definitely happy that that continues to grow. For HC, I would like to yield some of my time. I do have some representatives here from Ameriways who are present. I do have handouts as well, because we've gotten a lot of questions about trash. And my goal is to try to stop you guys from your phones from ringing. Chief, could you do me a favor? Could you hand those out, please? And also, if anybody would like a copy, if anybody would like a copy.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got some here.
Your teacher's pet right there.
So we asked a representative from Ameriways to be present. We know that there's been a lot of questions that a lot of you have been asked. We didn't feel prudent for it to be part of the 3 minutes, so I asked him I asked them to send somebody as part of this presentation, this portion. If you notice, a lot of what the questions have been asked relate more to what exactly can be collected and what hasn't. I think that he'll probably highlight what some of those issues have been. After speaking to them following our last meeting with them last Wednesday, we did have some answers to that. So if you don't mind, you could help answer some of the questions that may have been asked as to why some of the canisters may or may not have been picked up.
Well, the ones that didn't get picked up were their personal cans. But we picked up every single cart that was set out for service any particular day. But the personal cans, we did not pick up.
So one of the growing problems that we have verified is a lot of folks are putting out a Ameriways can, but have maybe so much trash, they also put out a personal can next to it. But that's not part of the contract. Ameriways' contract obligates them to pick up whatever is in the Ameriways can. They are eligible to get another Ameriways can if they so choose. They are eligible to recycle more if they so choose, but those are some of the pickups and those are some of the concerns that you may have had. The flyer that you have, that's also probably placed on our website, that will also continue to send out through social media, allows people to be educated on what can and cannot go out, when it should go out, and how it's to be picked up. So we understand that there was a complaint about it. We want to make sure that we address it. The other complaint had to do with maybe some of the bulk or some of the calls that you get. Can you articulate that?
Well, some of the calls we do get when it comes to bulk, it's just the amount that customers are putting out there. They're not bundle and tied. If they're bundle and tied, we'll pick up the limit that's stated within the guidelines. And then what we usually do is go by there, take a look at it. If it's not bundle and tied or it's not within the guidelines, we'll leave a tag notifying the customer that this is what they need to do to put it in compliance. So we'll pick it up on the next service day. Sometimes they're more than what the limit is. So we'll pick up the limit and then leave a tag and put there that it's over the limit, and we'll get you the next service day, or they can call the office and we can set up an extra charge for us to go out there and pick all of it up.
So there is a additional charge obviously for that, but each resident can make that request on their own. I know there's been a lot of question about how we're going to address this or how we should address this. Obviously, there's been some confusion ever since the city was paying for trash pickup and now the residents are responsible for that. That happened, somebody tell me 2 years ago, give or take?
About, yeah,
About.
that's I think what throws me on this is, why is this being communicated to us?
It's
being communicated to people, because
Those are,
the exercises, we were getting out of this, we didn't want to have anything to do
Well,
with this.
the reason why it's brought up is because many council members have received phone calls and complaints about it. So we wanted to educate everybody all together at one time and publicly through this forum to make sure we have that as well. We've also,
But isn't that their job to educate? Why is that our job to educate them?
it's the job to educate based on the fact that people are calling you, and I want to make sure that you were also.
Well, that's never going away.
Well, I understand that, but I
just
also.
want to make sure that this is being communicated to them, because I mean, if it just sits here and dies here, I mean, these people all have accounts with you, and they all have, is this being sent to them, or is this just being?
Well, this was
That's
sent
being-
originally.
Are we gonna do another
Yeah, as soon as, because we took over the billing, correct? And then the customers that do provide us their email, that's getting sent to them via email. New residents, we take the time to educate them right there and then to let them know the guidelines and all that. And then if they set up an email with us, with their account, we'll go ahead and send them the flyers.
Okay,
through.
yeah, I just want to make sure y'all are communicating with.
Yes,
them.
sir.
It's not just-
Each time a customer calls us, we'll sit there and we explain to them the process.
And it was important though for us to bring it to this forum. Several folks said, hey, can we please address this? I think Councilman Salanya was the latest one that asked me to do, so I know he's not here tonight, but he also wanted us to see if we could address this because the ongoing discussion to be is who's going to ultimately be responsible. And until I hear differently, the responsibility is still on the residents to pay for the trash and the service. We want to make sure that they're also, when you do get the phone calls, you can ask the questions and, well, did you put out the right can? Because some folks just decide not to put out their cans or have even decided not to have any Ameriwaste cans on their own. So
If I may, we also had, I guess the concerns or when we first started up the new contract, we did have customers that didn't sign up and they just had their personal cans out there expecting us to service. And we were just, of course, servicing the customers that actually did sign up for Tri Service. So that was a process. It's gotten better. It's gotten better, but there's still a few out there that still hasn't set up service.
I have a different view. I live in Kemah Crossing, and so we've been doing business with you for about 2 years, and excellent service.
Thank you.
You guys really do. The only thing I would ask is try not to make a obstacle course with the cans out in the streets, because our streets are narrow, and sometimes you have to kind of.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, they do a great job, and I know it's a thankless job, but they do a great job at dumping them, but sometimes they don't do such a great job of putting them back. Yeah, so, and I'd hate to see that happen all around the city.
Yes, sir. No, we completely understand. We educate our crew. We go over it probably every, I'm gonna say at least once a month, talk about trash placements. What we try to do also is when supervisors are out there driving around, when we see it's windy, we go ahead and let customer service know, hey, it's windy, the cans are getting blown around, they'll scatter debris. If it's not contained in bags, it's gonna scatter. So we do our best to try to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely, I'll get with them about that.
That's a small thing.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
And also, I just want to comment that they have received the message, and I'll just reiterate it now, of when we do the commercial pickup with the forks that kind of lift up and dump, that we make sure that the drivers are also getting the message to please close the actual doors as well. That's part of our ordinance, that we keep those closed, and it shouldn't be the responsibility of the businesses to close them. They keep them closed, and then they shouldn't have to close them again afterwards. But that message has been received, and I appreciate
With the gates.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So if you can, please reiterate that to your
Yes,
drivers.
sir, I
We've had
will.
some stuff with that.
Yes,
and I
sir.
appreciate that.
That's part of the process they should be doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And I'm gonna have her give you my cards.
Okay.
If you need anything.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for coming.
Next item of discussion is the sidewalks along Evergreen. As we know, along Evergreen, there's a disconnect from where the end of where Meritage has their sidewalks to where they begin on Gordy. As of the time of this message, I've not received a timeline, but I do know that Meritage has since completed their sidewalk project up until the edge of their property. The next step that they're doing is working with our engineers to make sure that we can extend that sidewalk as far as possible. I say the fire hydrant, there's a fire hydrant that extends right there. We're trying to go past the fire hydrant all the way to where the bend occurs before Gordy gets there. And then it would be our responsibility to pick up from there. We are in the process of, we have applied for some grant funding. We are in very good spirits that we will be getting some news on that here soon. And as we do that, then the idea, the intent would be to continue that sidewalk immediately. That would be the first phase of that project. If everybody's in agreement with that, that's the path we'd like to take, unless there's a motivation to do something different. Councilman Wallace, I know you asked for this item to be on the agenda. That's my update, but if you'd like to chime in, sir.
I can't stress how important that is. It's so dangerous for everyone that walks. If you can't access 57 acre up that hill that's near us, you have to walk in the street and go around to the sidewalk on the far side. And it is, you're taking your life in your own hands. Well, you know, the traffic has gotten much worse over there with the construction and everything else. And it's, I mean, you guys are doing a great job patrolling it, but it only takes one nut to fly through there and hit somebody that's not, well, they have to walk in the street in certain areas. So
one of the things we have done in the interim and will continue to do is the grass that would connect, the path that would connect the two sidewalks. We are making sure that stays maintained at a different level, a little bit shorter, so we can create a natural path in the meantime until we have one. And so far, after doing that, I myself have witnessed some folks using that path as well. So hopefully that'll kind of navigate into what the sidewalk will become. But just want to give you an update on what I've had. And as soon as I get something back from Meritage and our engineers combined, then I'll get back to you on that.
would the sidewalk go between the park and the lift station, or is it going to go around the lift station?
It would go between the park and the lift station.
Okay.
That's where the current design holds it for today.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is we have the discussion regarding the stop sign solar flashers for Evergreen South Kima Drive. Not only did we order them for this location, we've also ordered them as a trial for some of the spots on 6th and 7th Street to prevent folks from going the wrong way. We know PD gets a lot of calls and folks that are driving the wrong way on either 6 or 7 sometimes. So we've ordered a few to try them out. We have ordered some for that intersection as well. They are set to arrive the last weekend of March. The Wednesday is the day they're supposed to arrive at the shop. We'll pick them up and we'll start putting them up immediately.
Wonderful.
Flashing all the signs because people stop, they just don't go that way.
But he said,
Flashing wrong ways were ordered for 6 and 7. Flashing stop was what was ordered for Evergreen. For Evergreen, corner of Evergreen, South Kima, on 2 out of the 3 intersections, because the third isn't. It's
Yeah, the one that's coming off of
Thank you.
Kima's not,
right.
it's not that big.
The one people are running is the one on Evergreen as they
Yeah,
hit the intersection.
both
of South
ways.
Kima, both ways.
Right,
So we've ordered one for each one.
yeah. And your officers are doing a wonderful job there too.
At the T down
There are 3. It's the T,
Okay.
correct.
At the T, yes, ma'am. I 500. I would like to take a moment also for the next item 9. I do want to say acknowledgement of the application for Captain Reeves that he went through with the grant professional certification. He is recognized in the city of Kima as a eligible endorsing employer of the association. So in a very short time, he's been very aggressive with grants, and all of them being non-matching to increase our public safety in our city. So kudos to him for this milestone that he's reached.
Okay.
Absolutely. Do we have any other questions or comments about the reports in section 9? Okay. A consent agenda to approve the minutes of the 03/04/2026 City Council regular meeting.
So moved. Second.
So we have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus, a second by Councilman Dustin Oliver. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 11A, consideration and possible action to review and appoint positions 5 and 6 of the Kima Community Development Corporation, otherwise known as KCDC. I believe KCDC interviewed 2 applicants of the 4 last night.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's a brand new process, so I don't know that we got it right yet, but we're working through it and trying to figure out what the right process is. Hopefully we get something concrete. We did have 2 applicants last night that showed up and that were interviewed by the board. Both of them were very qualified in some different ways, but I think Megan was highly qualified in that she brings a project manager background, and her husband's in the environmental department as far as his general work, and they have a 3-year-old kid. I don't know if it's a son or daughter, I don't remember which one, but and she's very passionate about the 57-acre park, which is something we need. So the board would like to recommend Megan to be placed in one of those positions. Mr. Conrad brought a lot of interesting knowledge, but I don't know that he fits what we were looking for on our board right at the moment. But I think he needs to be on the drainage committee, honestly, because he brought a lot of knowledge, and I learned 2 or 3 things last night that I wasn't even aware of. So he brings some knowledge that from 25 years ago that I think we're lacking right now, that he has, because he's been on city council back in the day, and he got talking about the corner of 7th and 146 and how it's condemned, and I've never heard those stories before. I'm sure you have, but I've just never heard those stories. So
He would
that
have
would
a
be
lot.
my, he does want to volunteer in any way capacity he can, and that would be our suggestion from our board would be for John to be on the drainage committee if possible, if there's a spot available. But I think we utilize his talents, but I think he's a better fit in that aspect from our perspective. We don't make those decisions, it's our recommendation, but. And I know we have an applicant here tonight, so I don't know how we're gonna handle this. That's why I say, I'll let you do that, Mayor.
I was under the impression after talking to Caesar after the meeting last night that you would reschedule the ones that were not there
Well, yeah.
last night.
We don't make that determination, this board does, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a work in progress, so I don't know what the next steps are because we haven't done this before. We'll figure it out. but
I know, we're getting better at it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, we're gonna make, I think, there's some suggestions from our board on different questions, and I mean, I think we're gonna fix this process, I really do, but I mean, right now, we're not there, but I mean, like, I don't know what the next steps are. That was the 2 that we interviewed last night, and that was our suggestion, so.
Did you make a formal motion though to put Megan on?
I did not at this point.
Okay.
Well,
I wasn't gonna let everybody else discuss.
Yeah, everybody else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna make a motion without everybody else
Okay.
to speak.
Can we have her speak?
I mean, I don't know, I mean, there's some rules.
I'll say this, it's 10 years that I've been involved in it, but they've always spoken when they wanted to the council. The whole have the board meet, that's one of the new things on here. Typically when we did, and again, we used to have like large numbers of people put in for this. And we've done it private, we've done it so many different ways, but really the best, most effective is for everybody to come up here and just sort of, make their pitch and answer a couple of questions. I went through all of the applications and I picked the 2 that I thought would make the most sense. They were Alexa and Megan. They're the ones that I had the check marks by. But if you're here and you would like to, I think by all means.
The only thing I would caution that in going forward, and I'm not by no means knocking anybody here, I'm glad she's here, is we have a very working board right now, and we want to keep it that way, and I'd like to really have the feedback from the board, because they got to be able to work with the board we have today. And if you're not going to champion a project and you're not going to be involved, I don't need somebody just sitting in the seat. We're past that stage in this board right now. We got too many projects going on, and everybody is championing a project and doing something very effective for this town, and we want to keep that motion going that direction. So that would be the only, I mean, I know this board has the authority, I get that part, and I understand it, but at the same time, you are in the KCDC meetings and executive sessions and listening to what we got going on, and they do. I mean,
Well, I
that's the only
appreciate,
concern.
I appreciate your input, Darren, immensely. And we just updated the bylaws and we started a process. And I would really like for us to follow that process this time all the way through and not give you an advantage to talk tonight when other people are not present. I would really like for you to go through the same process with the KCDC meeting as the other 2 went through last night. I'm hoping that you could reschedule them and look at that.
That was an anticipation of put it back out and more people. I mean, we kind of know what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody for the business alliance section is what we need somebody. She's probably a good candidate. I'm not denying, but
And I
I'm saying
agree
we need somebody that's going to be business oriented and working with the businesses and helping us with that part of the KCDC. There's 330 businesses, and that's the part that we feel like we're missing right now is face-to-face contact with businesses. I know we're doing the Business Alliance. The people are attending, we're getting face-to-face, but somebody's gonna have to go knock on some doors too. I mean, because not everybody's gonna come to Business Alliance. So, I mean, I think we gotta get out there. It's no different, and I'll bring this up because it blows my mind, is I was at Lupe Tortillas, and nothing against Lupe Tortilla, love the place, eat there too much probably. But in talking to Aaron, he's struggling on the weekends with his brunch, and I got to talking to him about social media and, you know, what he needs probably to do to be successful in this market. And kid you not, he takes me out in front of this place and he shows me a 2x2 sign that says brunch on the top of it, Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2 or 9 to 2, and that's his advertising plan. That's not going to work in this market. We got too many good places with Tormento, Patrons, Lemire. We got too many, and Skippers. I mean, we got too many good places here that if you're not in front of the folks in Marbella and Kima Crossing, Kima Oaks, out of sight, out of mind, I call this town. I mean, if you're not, because there's a lot of people who do very good on social media. So that's the kind of things I think we need somebody that can go out and help us address those kind of issues and get feedback on how can we do better. I mean, I've spent all morning this morning with 2 business owners trying to figure out how we could assist them in their business advertisement, because I don't know that some people are antiquated. Yeah, I have been. I'm learning the AI right now. And I never
Catching up,
I
I'm telling you.
I never thought I'd be in the AI market, and I'm actually doing AI now. So, I mean, I can tell you from experience, I'm having to push forward here. So, but that would be my recommendation is to recommend Megan for position 5, and we go back to the process and bring in. If Sean is successful, if he is successful, we'll have another opening as well. So we want to get this process right, because we can't have 3 council members on the board, and it might not be Sean off, it might be one of us. I mean, we haven't made that decision yet, but I'm just saying, we've made a conscious effort not to have 3 on that board, so.
Well, I think you answered the question I had. It seems like at least there's 3 of us here that I hadn't heard from Dustin, that think Megan is a good fit. Cause I'm like Doug, I read through them today, and she seems perfect for me too. I mean, not for me, but for the board.
She brings a mindset. I mean, I think the 57 acre park's going to be a lot of detail oriented stuff, making sure LJA or whoever the engineering firm doing it right, because we just don't have the time, and Caesar's busy.
Oh, I know.
And we need somebody to champion that project. So, because if we don't champion these projects, they just get dropped, and I'm not.
Oh, I understand.
It's no different than this $1.6 million bond. If I'm not calling them every month, we wouldn't be on the agenda for next month, because it's out of sight, out of mind. Whoever screams the loudest, I'm not being rude, but it's politics.
It is what it is. Well, with that said, the way it's set up now, can we approve one person and then
Yes.
call back if you want to go to the KCDC and go through that process? I think that's what you're saying.
I think that's what we're trying to set up. I think that's the direction we're trying to go, and I know this has been done, like Doug said, I was turned down 3 times, and I was a president of EDC before coming to this town, and I was turned down 3 times prior to being on EDC, so went through 3 different processes.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that nominated you, and I'm still a little sore.
Well, I think that we can go through the process tonight and appoint one of these positions if we have the votes to do that. And then y'all can revisit. If you want to go out for more applications, I think that's within your purview too. If you want to leave the 2 that are there and, but that's KCDC. The way it's written now, that's the process. So you all can decide that.
Before anybody makes a motion, I just have a question.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Byram, were you invited to KCDC last night to interview?
Well, actually.
If you couldn't make it, you couldn't make it. I just want to make sure that.
No, I never ever got their email, because I just today, I find out they send me email, I look at my email, I never, because I'm in my email all the time, and I look at it. I never ever got it. I look at my junk, I look at their spam, I don't have it. I don't know if they send the right email or not, I don't have no idea. That's why I miss it, because when they told me, and I said, I'm supposed to get the email, what's happening? And then I just rushed to come over here. I said, well, let me go over there. That's why I miss it, and not there. If I couldn't come in for sure, I sent the email, I said, I'm not able, but I never ever got any email.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I had a feeling you didn't get the invite. I don't know,
Dustin?
I haven't talked to Andrew, I don't know.
We have the email that went out to all the candidates.
It's on the screen.
Um,
Perhaps we have the wrong email address, but that's what was
What
sent.
email you have it?
The one that was on the application.
Just make sure it's spelled right. I can't read that, that's too
I
far.
can't
for
see
me.
it
I
from
can't
there,
see
but-
that far, but.
Yeah, we just need to double check the email and
Like I
then,
said, we're not gonna fill the position. I mean, it's still open. I just think
yeah.
I would like to see it go through the process and make sure that whoever we bring on is gonna do what we need done as a board and not conflict with what we have going on. And I'm not saying she's not the right candidate, just, we were hoping she'd be there.
That being said, I'll make a motion to approve Ms. Saucedo to position 5 and table the appointment of position 6 until all the applicants have an opportunity to go through the same process that Mr. Conrad and Ms. Saucedo went through last night.
Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a motion by Councilman Dustin Oliver, a second by Councilman Lee Wallace. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we do have a congratulations for a new position, and we will double check your information and start the
please come
process
back. I mean, it
again.
was-
Yes.
Yeah, for
This is a
sure.
brand new process. We're trying to figure it out. And I mean, we're gonna make some modifications, I think, even before you interview again. So we're gonna hopefully make some changes. So we're trying to get it right, so it's consistent going forward. But we're trying.
And thank you for your interest in serving. I appreciate it.
You don't give me any chance about it. I mean, that's okay.
Well,
Ms.
they,
Alexa, just so
yeah.
you know, the next meeting will be on April 14th. We'll make sure that the email goes out once more. The only thing we like to verify, if I can, somebody could please verify the email address from Ms. Alexa, just to make sure that we have it spelled correctly, to make sure it goes out. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
11B, discussion and possible action for creation of committee to review municipal court operations.
This was a request that was brought upon by a few council members to make sure that we review this process. Was asked for it to have it on this agenda, and thus we have it here for discussion. And possible action if that's what you so pick.
You heard wrong. Hey, Dick.
You like 3 meetings left.
Yeah, I got 3 meetings left. Don't know. I
You got 1 foot out the door.
Well, I do know that Councilman Saldana wanted to, be on the committee. We talked about it consisting of council members, court staff, and city administrator. So we have at least 2 of those.
He had asked me as well.
Don't show up at the meeting, you're on the committee, right? That's just kind of the way it works.
Well, we have Caesar, we have Isaac, so we need, and court staff.
Yes, that was part of the recommendation.
got.
Obviously, the judge.
Second councilman?
Sure.
That's
Love that for you. I agree.
Then give me a motion, please.
Do me a favor, DJ.
I will make a motion to create a committee to review municipal court operations that consists of the city administrator, a member of court staff, Councilman Wallace, and Councilman Saldana.
Second.
So we have a motion by Councilman Dustin Oliver, a second by Councilman Joey Meisinger. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 11C, consideration and possible action to approve the annual review of investment policy. I believe that is in your book. 11C.
Ron, this is just an annual renewal, right?
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing we do every year, just renew the
Yes.
policy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's the same policy, same everything. Just got to put it in front of y'all every year and approve the 2 investment officers.
I know he tries to do a really good job of keeping just what we need to pay our bills and our checking accounts. We talk about it a couple times a month normally, so. I make a motion to approve the annual review of investment policy.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus, a second by Councilman Doug Meisinger. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 11D, consideration and possible action to approve the investment officers for the city of Keeman. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that would be Ryan and Leanna.
Make a motion to approve the investment officer for the city of Kingman.
Motion, we have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus, a second by Councilman Doug Meisinger. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion also carries. 11E, consideration and possible action on support for the 57-acre park tree initiative.
Thank you, Mayor. This item came before KCDC last night for a recommended funding support of up to $30,000. The project itself is to make sure that we properly plant the over 120 trees that have been received so far. It's making sure that they are planted, but also that we can get delivery of the bigger ones that we cannot bring in-house. There's between 8 and 13 much larger trees that weigh well over 12,000 pounds apiece, and we need support in getting them here. We would need stakes, mulch, tree bags, or some folks call them tree diapers, if you will, to make sure, because at 57-acre park, there is no running water. So irrigation is indeed a challenge there. So those are some of the expenses that would be tied to that for 120 trees. In addition to that, part of the program calls for a grant application that we have successfully submitted. We have not heard back whether we've been funded. If so, that would be a $20,000 grant with a $10,000 match. That would, again, magic number, $30,000. We also have, was approved last night through KCDC, an Eagle Scout, as was mentioned earlier, with parental permission to participate in the program and Scout permission to have this information. We were able to come to terms with the fact that he would be participating in this project. So not only volunteering, but soliciting volunteers for this project, as well as helping to fundraise for this project to also essentially pay back as much as possible some of these funds that we had requested. Lastly, part of this project is he's going to start an Adopt a Tree program. The idea would be to have up to 120 trees, naming rights for these trees, if you will, at a cost of $250 per tree. If anybody would like to, up to $250. That's a draft number right now that we have. But if all 120 were to be available to folks at $250, we would raise exactly $30,000 as well. This is an effort to offset the expense of what this is. This includes all engineering, staking, and labor tied to that, not included through the volunteer effort. And the idea for this project is to have it in line with the 57-acre park master plan that's been approved. Careful consideration would be brought, as was brought last time through the KCDC meeting, to make sure we do plant these in areas that do not disturb any possible infrastructure at the park. The two locations for these tree plantings would be Joanne Blackledge Park, which will be handled by U of H with some minor assistance, with the other 110 plus going at 57-acre park as part of the parks master plan that was already in place. When we were getting the trees donated, we sent it to our engineers. We asked which trees from the list of over 2,000 trees quantities that were available. They told us how many they needed in what quantities. We did our homework to do that. We were able to get those trees. We had to go pick them up, bring them here. The only ones we haven't gotten are the ones that are just too big for our equipment and manpower for actually to bring. So this is the totality of the project. We're seeking your consideration that KCDC already approved last night.
And do I understand correctly that the Boy Scouts is separate from I mean, you're going to have to go out for a bid for the $30,000?
Well, no, ma'am. So what it is, the $30,000 would be a combination of different things. It would be to purchase, could be for.
The stakes and the bags.
Could
and
stakes,
everything.
bags,
Okay,
mulch,
right.
diaper bags and so forth, but also possibly for the labor to do the actual work tied to the actual bigger trees. So if those things exceed our purchasing limits, then yes, we would need to get quotes for that as well, unless they're tied to professional services, whatever it would be. This item was brought before KCDC last night and approved unanimously, if I'm not mistaken, from all the members.
Okay. Any more comments or questions?
I'll make a motion to support the 57-acre park tree initiative.
Second.
So a motion by Councilman Doug Meisinger, a second by Councilman Lee Wallace. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 11F, discussion and possible action to approve MOU with the Red Cross.
Mayor, we're in a position where, as we prepare for what the inevitable, I hate saying the H word, but hurricane season to start here soon, the intent for this is to solidify our preparation and support for our residents and for any possible staff that would be activated at the time of a storm. Not only that, but also more for preparation and prevention if at all possible. As we do with our American Heart Association and other associations with the Red Cross, we're hoping to do whatever we can to prepare folks better for storms, but also possible program initiatives include we did meet with the new executive director, smoke alarm programs from our seniors at different locations where we could have that. This MOU solidifies that partnership and moves us in closer step to be prepared for in case of a storm.
Robin, I guess I'll lean on you because you went through Ike here, but I know like Bayou Vista community, Red Cross was non-existent. Maybe they didn't have an agreement, but I mean, it was Salvation Army that was the people that helped them the most after Ike. So that'd be my only, and after Harvey, I know I had a donation group and we were giving out food in Baytown and Red Cross picked up meals for free and we're charging FEMA $12 and $14. So gave me a little heartburn, I'm just gonna be honest. We were doing everything for free and then they pick them up and charge FEMA for them, so just, I didn't set well with me after Harvey.
Yeah.
I understand that.
It seemed like, well, after Ike, it was so devastating here, it's kind of, you know.
My parents went 87 days without power and water, so I
Yeah.
understand. But it was Salvation Army that was the ones that helped them the most.
Caesar,
That's
do
just going off
you,
past experiences.
do you have any knowledge of, or anything to lend to this? I don't really know if, you know.
I could tell you that here, my experience with the Red Cross, we had a house fire that happened in Kima Oaks and they were there pretty much within, hour and a half, I think, for the fire, not even, quickly to help that resident. We leaned on previous relationships and partnerships to do that. I know that the city of Dickinson just went through a huge tragedy yesterday. I think it was in the paper today with 6 homes catching fire. The Red Cross has been present. No different than our relationship with Salvation Army or with some of the other organizations. This is a no-cost MOU, and all we're trying to do is be better prepared and to be better responsive to storms should they occur. This was an effort to do that. Federal support through the Red Cross as to an organization to kind of partner with. Not to say it's the only one that we will, but we are prepared year-round for emergencies. They've also played their part through storms, winter storms, and things of that nature. So we do have a representative here. We did hand them a proclamation earlier today. It is a no-cost MOU. It doesn't cost us anything to sign this MOU, other than help us prepare more and provide more resources with the limited staff that we have. So as a staff, PD met with them. I was there. Public Works was there. Several other staff members were there, and we definitely recommend this passing so we can move this thing forward.
Just asking, I mean, nobody's strong everywhere in the country, so I mean, everybody's got their pockets, I'm sure. I wasn't here for either one of those events in Kima, so I don't know. That's why I was asking. I mean, I was in different places. I was in Baytown for one, and I was in Bayou Vista for the other, but that's just my past experience.
Well, as was mentioned earlier, sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and this is a way of making sure that we squeak before we need to.
Somebody make a motion?
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the MOU with the Red Cross.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
So we have a motion by Councilman Doug Meisinger, a second by Councilman Darren Broadus. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 11G, consideration and possible action to approve Resolution 2026-17. 2026 CenterPoint Energy GRIP suspension resolution. A resolution by the City of Kima, Texas, suspending the April 18, 2026 effective date of the proposal by CenterPoint Energy Resources Corporation, DBA CenterPoint Energy Intex and CenterPoint Energy Texas Gas, Houston, Texas Coast, South Texas, and Beaumont East, Texas geographic rate areas to implement interim GRIP rate adjustments for gas utility investment in 2025 and requiring delivery of this resolution to the company and legal counsel.
Mayor, I do apologize for not getting to you before reading all that. I didn't want to interrupt you while you started, but there was a request from a legal, from the legal firm that helps us with this type of stuff through our membership with TCAP that said that we should table this item. CenterPoint has come into a new agreement, so there will still be a resolution. What this resolution does is it allows a 45-day grievance before the rate goes up. CenterPoint tells you that they're going to go up on their pricing, and the only thing cities can do for their resident is to try to extend it for the maximum 45 days. That's what this resolution's intent was. But as of maybe an hour or two before the meeting, last I read, was that there's a new resolution that has been come out. But obviously by that point, the agenda had already been posted and we already have that out. So my request would be to table this until the next meeting.
Do we have a motion to table
Make a motion to table the April 1st meeting.
in a second?
Second.
So we have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus and a second by Councilman Dustin Oliver. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And that'll go to the next meeting based on what you'll read after this meeting.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
11H, consideration and possible action to approve an agreement for animal services.
Thank you, Mayor. This item was brought to us to look at what we were going to do with animal services. Animal services increased their rate significantly. Back in 2023, the city was paying about $4,500, 43 and change for these services over time. It did increase to this year being budgeted. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, at smooth $25,000 evenly was the original intent. The consideration was made for us to go look out for other services. We looked to partner with another city. They had already partnered with Clear Lake Shores. We went to just asking other cities around us that made sense logistically to partner with. The city of Dickinson did receive their authorization through resolution to negotiate with us. We have a negotiated agreement that we brought for you tonight. Before doing so, the county was notified that this was the case. They reached out to us and told us that there was a calculation error in our rates, and they have told us. Sorry, and there is, they have said that the rate is $15,000 for this year, and they would honor the same rate for years to come. If the intent of this body is to cancel the agreement with the county, we can do so 6 months prior to November 30th. This is your last meeting to meet that deadline. So if the note is to cancel, if the intent is to cancel today and to move this forward, then we would want to take that action tonight to do so. If you want to just outright go with Dickinson, you could do both. You can cancel and then tell us
Did you ever get a number from Dickinson?
the note from Dickinson is $15,000.
So they're exactly the same?
They're exactly the same. And the only difference, I do want to say there wasn't
Like
a,
the service we're getting, Chief?
Yeah.
Today?
Yes, that's the thing. The service we have now, there's not a problem. It was the rates going up. That was a concern. But the service we're getting now, we're pretty happy with it.
if anybody would like to take some time, visit both shelters, I highly recommend it. Mr. Langford, who was here before, I can definitely, as your representative, you have PD as one of the spots, and then Mr. Langford holds the other spot. If you'd like more discussion to have on that, I do think we may be able to ask for an extension to cancel, should we choose to do that. But there is a difference in the shelter. While the animal shelter the county runs is a regular shelter, the one in Dickinson is indeed a no-kill shelter. So I will allow you to consider that as you wish. But as far as pricing, they've been both surprisingly negotiated to be the same exact price.
And honoring the rate into the future, how vague of them? How long does that rate good for?
They've honored it for at least through the next fiscal year. So this
Oh,
year
real
that we're in
long.
now,
Okay.
and at least in one more fiscal year.
I get it.
It might catch itself. I mean, it's just funny, we go through this whole process to save $10,000 and people say we're not conscientious of our money.
I mean, just to let you know, Caesar had me go tour Dickinson. Great people, rolled out the red carpet. They're also closer. So we can't go wrong with either one. But if we are concerned, like you said, in a year from now, are we going to go through this again? And believe me, he's been going back and
Sure we
forth.
are.
Dickinson
Oh, I
Seems to
just
be.
have a feeling the county's gonna have selective amnesia on well, in the future, it won't go up, and then it's gonna go up. And we're back at square one.
I do have it in writing through an email that they will honor it for at least through next fiscal year.
He made sure to get that.
I make a motion to approve the agreement for animal services through Galveston County.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus, a second by Councilman Lee Wallace. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Councilman Dustin Oliver voted against. The motion still carries. Where am I here? Okay. 11I, consideration and possible action to approve Resolution 2026-16, AARP Livable Communities Community Program Resolution. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Kima, Texas, designating authority to seek membership in the AARP Livable Community Program.
Thank you, Mayor.
Caesar?
This is just a resolution for us to apply for this. We want to make sure that we adhere to this process. This opens up to a best practice and a higher standard, making sure that if we are a livable community, that we do take include the needs of all people regardless of their age, physical ability, race, or any other factors for older adults. So I think the path that we're going with our Livable Centers grant that we have launching through HCAC, as well as just some of the things that we're working on throughout the city, that this aligns with that. And I ask for your support for this resolution, please.
We're gonna need sidewalks for older people.
This is actually,
Just saying.
that's a very big component of this. That is a very big
Just throw that
component.
in there.
It's a very big component to get support, actually. This is one of those.
Does it help you with grants? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, this is just a fluff deal to me. but-
It actually does. Anytime that we apply for a grant, when we show that we have certain accreditations or certain partnerships, it does assist in that facet. Coincidentally, so does the MOU with the Red Cross as well, because of some of the efforts that they do with
I just have to
physical
say
fitness.
my piece because
I completely understand. I wanted to say that the reasons why some of these
he had
things,
the audacity to stand up and defend himself was really,
when we,
showed his true colors, in my opinion.
when we, when we go through facets of applying for these grants, it's really important, some of the boxes that some of these things check. And ARP has been a staple as far as a standard
It's
for.
gonna put us in any sort of liability because we do have sidewalks that aren't compliant. I mean, that's the problem I have maybe with this is we keep talking about it, Dustin. Is that gonna?
This wouldn't necessarily put us in any binding ability, even though if we have any sidewalks that we need to repair, it should be our responsibility.
I mean,
Look the other side of the coin.
I'll defer to legal's opinion on that. I don't know. I mean, we have sidewalks that need to be, I mean, we have accessibility issues all over the city. Just need to be addressed at some point. I mean, if this helps us get grant money to get there, so be it. I mean, I don't, KCDC's
Motion to
gonna
approve
work.
resolution 2026-16.
And do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus and a second by Councilman Dustin Oliver. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. 11J, discussion and possible action concerning non-emergency communication with media outlets.
I'll go ahead and take this because I'm the one that put it on there. This has to do with just the overload of bombarding certain key staff with constant calls, constant emails, all for things that are really, I mean, the absolute definition of non-emergency. And we do have a communications person, we have a communications department. We don't use that properly, in my opinion. And I think that all the communications for media, if it is non-emergency, should go directly through communications instead of, jamming you all up, jamming you up. We just talked before about how busy you are. There's certain things there's a lot of stuff that I think moving forward, your council needs to figure out ways to get off your plate. And that's one of the easy ones. Obviously, if there's some sort of a major issue, that's fine. People are going to reach out. But there's a way this is done when you have a communications officer and a communications department. That's the conduit that these things go through. And we have it, but nothing's going through it. And I think it should.
And if that person is not available or out sick or whatever, what is the next, what's the policy afterwards?
It would depend on, I guess, what the situation was. If it's an emergency, you move on. But if it's some garden variety, question for a Facebook post, I think that can wait until the person gets back to work the next day.
Okay. Any other comments or questions or concerns? Discussion?
I mean, is this item asking for staff to make a policy and bring back to us for review? Or are we dictating the policy right now?
I think we dictated policy that all non-emergency communication with media go through communications department.
I don't disagree.
Was that a motion, Adam?
I don't know
No,
that.
roundabout way.
I
All right,
did
I
not
make a
know
motion to
that.
have all future non-emergency communication with media go through our communications department.
Second.
So I have a motion by Councilman Doug Meisinger, a second by Councilman Lee Wallace. All those in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Do we need an executive session tonight? Yes. Okay, just want to make sure. I will now adjourn the meeting at 5:11 for executive session.
Here we go. Watch it get reversed.
Just for.
We can't talk to you.
public
You
information.
have any stuff you have to do? Come in.
Staff members, and some city secretary.
Yes, it is. That's what he just
I
passed.
do not.
That's what he just passed. That's what he just passed. You can't, if you say non-emergency.
I don't, and I don't. I talked to her.
You want me to?
Hey, I just want to say, man.
It's up, it's your call. I don't.
I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Okay, fine. I'll handle it. I always wanted to give you an opportunity. If you didn't want to, then.
So, I don't know, I don't, you know, I wasn't sure if you go to executive session and have all in place.
So that's if you want to do it now for everybody, you can. If not, no, you tell me.
You wanna call me in there and
Yeah, we would go right now before we start.
We'll change that, and I hope you do come back in April, because.
I couldn't see it, but I remember. It's
like that, Andrews is where. And you do a great job on social media, doing this whole stuff.
I started communicating with everybody. And then honestly, I know a lot of people, but the whole thing, that is the only facility. That's what you tell me. I mean, even they have my phone, I'm like, are you at the work, are you in there, where are you? Or what are you doing? I mean, I know that a lot of people, that's why I'm not.
That's Thank you, I go back to the meeting.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about that.
No, I just want to make sure. Well,
It's actually on this screen.
it's a little.
Yeah, if you are, email us and we literally have an application here. And
That's it for the low man. It's a low man cafe. Okay.
yeah, so it's sent to you on, Tuesday.
But
Just because, you know, building and they.
I'm gonna go check it out because I checked it out my other one because I basically reposted with my other email that I'm working on it now for the info and the email piece. And then I don't know if somebody got it or not because I sent an email, I said, hey, can you change this is the my new email, change it to this one and I sent it to you. But I'm gonna go deep to see if I can find it or not. That's why I said all the messed up. That's what I was looking there. Last week I was asking somebody today, and I said, okay, and there's one you know, what am I supposed to do, or can I contact with them, or see what I'm gonna have, because I don't have no idea. And I said, well, we're gonna take it right, and then we'll let you know.
It just wasn't.
Well, I'm just gonna wait.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, I know they said.
Yeah, so,
It's like,
yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
So when you go through.
Yeah, because we did a lot of emails, there might be what they thought or something, and then I said, I'm gonna look at it, but that's why I said, I send an email, I said, please, you can notify me instead of this email. It's for the city.
Yeah.
This is that white building.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, so if you
Right at the
have
tracks,
and then,
I would go
we'll
inside.
gather everything together and make sure that everybody
Can you give me your email?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
whatever it is, I can
yeah.
send it to you and then you let me know.
Yeah.
It's going on. Okay, that's what I know. It's-
And what I made you do is, really on our website for, you can check your all your contact information, and it'll send you the email, the text, or whatever you want to send, whatever.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, whatever information you send to you, we'll hold that in there and send back an extension with our council candidates and stuff, so we make it easy instead.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
and this is a great process.
No, that's perfect. I'm gonna get it out and when we find out, I'm gonna send you email. For the email, phone number, and whatever information you need, I mean, my name, last name, that, yeah, that's whatever information you need. That's what I need, so just notify me with this one or text message. And which I will trust you over there at the chemo.
Yeah, it's,
That is a problem.
Okay, thank you so
This is
much.
not for-
Thank you.
It's grabbing me up. You leaving?
Yeah. You want me to stay here?
No,
You don't have to. So that's.
But I hope you not only bring
That's Alexis, she owns Lemaire Coffee. You ever been there? You need to.
I will stop by.
I got just coffee, I got a tea, pastry, cheesecake.
Oh, gosh, if you're better than that, come on, there.
Oh, yeah.
The bridge, yes.
Oh.
Like it down there. I said, get that guy to come and review the, what is it, Chronicles, Texas Chronicles?
Oh, that's a different story. She's more French, it's more of a French scenario.
But the British
Also,
But the British Club is not like.
Oh, you're talking about this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They do full blown. Do you hang?
That's why I said, I didn't know that is, but they texted me, I just run.
That's just that.
All right. That's your new location. Yeah.
This is my cell phone, and this is my name, or put it on there. Well, I have it free, there's no more residency, but I.
You go, you go. Okay, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, I really loved it, because, well, actually, next week is gonna be our 2 years for the cafe. Thank you. But we are basically, sorry about that, we are pretty good, and because we are everywhere, we have a really good team as a social media and everything.
Who was that? I don't remember who it was. Oh, one of the councilmen said about it.
No, we have a really good guy, and he does a really good job. Actually, I try to invite him to everyone, everywhere, because he's really good at what he's doing. And I'm really happy for that, but we'll see where we are.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yes, ma'am. You need me too?
Because they could be in there, but I stay, they know me, I'm staying to the camp.
They could be in there quite a while, but I heard we're only here.
Okay.
Heard which one you're here.
Yeah, they don't agree. But I haven't heard what I wanted to hear.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I don't. Before y'all's time, everyone complained that, they complained that. And I understand that we can look bring it down and it's Jenny Warren, because I only talk to the mayor. And then she'll, and then, this is local record, that's a different story, it's by state law. The city secretary is responsible, for it. That's state law.
And then she disputes the.
Right, but that's enough state law, so if it's no record, I will go with her. But, anything else? I said it to me on my other side where it goes. What? Anything, okay. For instance, different. Stuff that, you know, exclusive and that it may open that you're gonna open. Like my daughter, maybe because it's a boy thing, you feel, she was like, you know, hey. I can't remember when
Oh, yeah, here you go, you're about to start dancing. Oh, no, you turned off the lights right.
Oh, nice.
There's a little delay. You know, if people knew how much fun we had, more people would show up.
Why is it when I did it, it shuts off? When I look online, it shouldn't. Press gavel. Are you looking at the, oh, yes, really, way delayed.
Oh, you're not even over there anymore.
Well, I hope it's not making me look like I'm ranting or anything.
I think you can tell when you see, oh, you can't see my face laughing. But you can see my belly start jiggling, you know I'm laughing. Oh, there's Jerry.
It is, I'm still on there. No, we're going to let it know that I knew the mic was off.
This has been my job for the last 20 years, to remind folks there's no expectation of privacy or real two cameras and a dozen microphones.
And that's why, and
Oh, there's still one.
that's why I always say, anything I'm gonna say, I don't say anything that my own has said, of proficient in state. Plus, if someone says something that I don't say nothing, because I don't want to know. I don't want to be assumed as agreeing.
Oh, is there any hard candy in there?
I'm back up at their,
It's supposed to be a better spot.
sorry.
Yeah, no, but it's highly level. Especially if it's
Everybody talking Switch.
I didn't know either. That's my. We were just on.
And I will come up.
I came down.
Oh, were you here?
Oh, yeah, came down.
You were the guest host. Yeah, this was, the live stream was actually pretty, it appears to be working now, but I did send them a ticket for this. And there was all kinds of stuff on there. I mean, it was blowed up and like it doesn't send notifications to anyone. So I'm like, how is this doing that? That's weird. Yeah. When you try to do it, it
problems, I was talking to somebody from another city, they were having problems with it last night.
Really? Okay. Well, maybe something.
Mine's because, but I come on, look at you. I was, I know, I mean, I would look at it and it would go off, shut down.
Should they? Should probably. Okay, well, I have it on YouTube, but I mean, it's like, kind of weird thing. When we go on YouTube, I have to upload it into my and manually do everything. Like, we do it completely, and it's like kind of finished before we pull out the line, so. It's just do this. Then do this one. See, I don't know. No, I mean, literally. I mean, they never watch my. Can you hear us live? I think there's a lag. Can you hear us live? Test, test, test.
I will give kudos to the King Police on something.
No.
I will give kudos to y'all because, I would never anticipate some of the things happening in other cities, for instance, a resident said, oh, the time is up, or, being asked to, leave. I would never anticipate in my experience, police, for that ever happened. I'm not saying that you would ask someone to leave, I don't think it would become confrontation.
No,
That's not keeping style.
no, anything about it is, if you can talk to somebody, look, step outside with you, that's always the best way. Versus manhandling anybody.
No, I said, hey, your time is up. Oh, I have.
I just wanted to finish my sentence.
course, we're gonna be famous last words, right?
This is today, not going to post a picture of this, but describe all these things. That's just all. This guy, seriously.
Ms. Jerry, a second. That's a good point, good thought.
Had a special order that. They don't just sell those.
So Edison, your city telling 401 employees. I didn't have the other three.
Boomer.
Wait a minute. Oh, 270, 5055. And that one I have. And the other one is probably Reed.
Yeah. Whatever the third number is, it's not mine.
Those are the only two numbers you have.
Thanks, Justin. For what? Oh, yeah. I'll find this drawing for you too. Okay.
Does she ever have on sale?
Okay, there's a, no, no. Okay, so it's under settings in here now? Yeah.
Mayor, she said she's gonna be right.
Okay.
Do it.
That's where you don't wear that seat, so it'll fall off, I'm gonna basically fall off.
You're right on the edge.
You're not paying attention, you're going off.
You're right on the edge.
Yeah, I'm saying, it's, whoever built this, built it just big enough.
Actually, they did, it's still not a huge design.
Last year, too.
It was pretty silly.
I'll call the meeting back to order at 6:06 PM. And we don't have any action items from executive session. So unless anyone has comment or anything, we will adjourn. So I will adjourn at 6:06 PM.
I look forward to hearing from you, ma'am.
Yes.
I know, no such
Look
place.
at-